Okay, I think we're going to begin. Good morning and welcome to the California State Capitol. I'm proud to be here today with my legislative partner and joint author, Senator Jim Nielson, as well as our broad coalition of consumers, businesses, nonprofits, and farmers to announce the introduction of Senate Bill 288, the Solar Bill of Rights. SB 288 will protect all consumers' rights to generate and store their own clean energy. SB 288 is a bipartisan effort. Sometimes it seems these days that there's less bipartisanship than there used to be, but not every issue is a partisan issue. And when it comes to clean energy, it's something that we can all get behind. So I'm happy to be working with Senator Nielson on this bill. No matter where in California you live, no matter what your income, no matter what the quality of the air that you breathe, you should be able to save money and help save the planet by using solar, energy storage, and other groundbreaking clean energy technologies at your home or at your place of work. If we in California are ever going to reach our lofty clean energy goals, we need a far greater deployment of these decentralized forms of clean energy generation. We also need to ensure that California individuals and businesses can make their own energy choices instead of having those choices made for them, and that they have the ability to lower their energy bills. And of course, we must increase the resiliency of California's energy system. As we've been reminded during the recent wildfire catastrophes, including in Senator Nielson's district, while a centralized monopoly energy system can provide certain benefits, it also has downsides. Allowing decentralized energy generation reduces the transmission infrastructure that has played a role in some of the recent catastrophic wildfires, and also allows people to keep generating power even when the centralized system goes down. This is about diversity of energy generation, resiliency, affordability, and choice, and that's what SB 288 does. That's why it is so important, and SB 288 will move us in this direction. It is so important to eliminate the barriers to people installing their own clean energy infrastructure to generate their own power. SB 288 addresses two of the main challenges facing solar and other renewable energy owners today: outdated compensation structures governing the grid services that solar and other technologies provide. In other words, making sure that when people generate their own power and it goes into the grid, that they receive fair compensation. In addition to anti-competitive policies that can delay connection to the grid for months, if not years. So this bill will ensure that when people install solar, energy storage, other clean energy technologies at their home or business, that they can efficiently and quickly connect into the grid and not be stymied in doing so. SB 288 requires the California Public Utilities Commission and other agencies to move in this direction and to remove these barriers. We need fairer policies around decentralized clean energy generation, and that's what SB 288 is about. I would now like to welcome up, again, my joint author and partner in this legislation, Senator Jim Nielson.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored and delighted to join my colleague, Senator Wiener, here today in supporting and signing on this legislation. You know, it's also kind of special to me from the standpoint of my own industry, agriculture. And the person that I'm going to introduce has been a long-time pioneer in applying solar to the agricultural operation. It does have its merit and its value, and agriculture depends on the sun. And here, with the use of the solar, the agricultural community can be even more efficient. This really is about giving individuals, our citizens, the opportunity to be conserving, to be responsible, to help the environment, to help their fellow human beings, and also to participate in it themselves if they can generate a little bit, and then that can be used, and they can be fairly informed. And that's also what this is about. The mechanisms built into this bill will ensure that there will be a free flow of information. The owner of a solar panels will know what is the price, what should be fair for me to receive. That will encourage them to encourage others. That allows them the opportunity to help their own fellow neighbors. If something is interrupted, then they can come online and be helpful. It's good for everybody all around, and I'm delighted to be here passionately supporting this effort. And now let me introduce my longtime friend and a farmer up in Northern California, I don't know, about 5th generation or so, I think, if not 6th, Bill Carrier.
Thank you, Senator Nielson. Bill Carrier, we are 6th generation working on the ranch. I'm 4th generation, but we have the family growing very quickly. As a 4th generation farmer, one of the largest costs we have on the farm is power generation, or power usage, to move water, for lights, for everything in processing. And to have control of those costs and make them as efficient as possible is what keeps us competitive, especially in California with all the other regulations we have to deal with. So we've been early adopters, putting in solar panels and other energy saving measures. And the reason I support this bill is because we're going on to even to the next generation of efficiencies. And the system at the moment is broken. For us to plan and get financing for projects, to put in a new solar array on a well or on our processing facility, there's this whole black box where you put up a deposit, then they try to figure it out over the next umpteen months before you even know what the outcome of the cost is going to be. So it's hard to do a cost-benefit analysis, and we want to do the projects. We know it's the right thing to do, and we just don't know what the costs are going to be. So we need some transparency, we need some efficiency, we need speed, because time is money, and we can't do these projects if the system is broken. So if it's putting in more generation with solar panels on our farm, or the next thing we're looking at is using our walnut shells that we're generating on a daily basis and creating power and energy from them and connecting that to the system needs to be fixed so that we know what we're getting into, so we know what the investment's going to be. I can't convince a bank to loan me some money to put these systems in if we don't know ourselves what it's even going to pay back. So that's why we support this bill. We support fixing the system and allowing everybody to control their costs and know what their destiny, determine their own destiny and their future to make us more competitive in this tough landscape that we're already living in. Thank you very much. I'd like to introduce next Ramon Torres, homeowner from Madera.
Good morning, buenos dias. Hello, my name is Ramon Torres. I'm a homeowner from living in Madera Ranchos. I'm a 10-year U.S. Army active duty veteran. I had the pleasure of playing in the sandbox and traveled the world on several deployments. Hoorah! I'm also a taxpayer, grandpa, and father. I'm a registered voter as well. I went solar to cut my future energy costs to help stretch my retirement dollars. If only I could do the same for my vehicle registration. In time, my income will decrease, but as well, as we all know, utilities will increase. I believe we should have the unimpeded right to produce and store our solar energy with no repercussions. Citizens of this great state that we all share need laws to protect our solar community without the intervention of the utility companies. These rights should be effective no matter where one resides, their income level, or property type. Going green should have no connected added fees to hinder the consumer of their choice, like my net end metering statement. Now that was a surprise. Let's see. There was a generation fee, a transmission fee, distribution fee, transition charges, energy cost recovery amounts, and finally, taxes, and other fees. What can they think of next? I believe I made a positive decision by doing my part in going solar, but we need to increase the awareness of our solar community. Being united has made a show of force. I stand here in front of you today to help protect our rights to harness the sun's rays in this golden state we have chosen to call home. I hope we can find a resolution for the solar community to be free of future added fees and feel positive about our choice to help the environment. Thank you for your time today. Next up, I'd like to introduce Ken C. Testa.
Thank you, Ramon. I know a little bit about the Valley, and I see a lot of kids up here, but I'm a kid guy, I'm a school guy, and in Merced, we were very fortunate to take advantage of the benefits of solar in our school district, and I support the bill, and we support the bill because it's doing the right thing for not just the world going green, so to speak, but doing the right thing for kids. We're able to spend a lot, or save a lot more money in our operational costs in Merced and redirect it now for up to 25 years back into the needs of the kids, back into the needs of our students. The other big deal that I'd like to mention is that we're able to put the shade over our kids. We're able to do as many good things with the solar arrays as possible, and we didn't do it without a lot of extra work. Like Ramon was talking about farming and the hard work that goes into being a soldier like him. We had to jump through many, many hoops just to get the solar arrays on our campuses. And so by freeing the regulations up so the interconnection fees aren't so painful, aren't so costly, aren't so distracting to the effort is one of the big pieces that I see in the bill that's a big plus. So with that said, I commend the senators for their work and what's happening here to turn the sun into what we need for kids, what we need for better education, and all the elements of going green. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Ken. I also just want to acknowledge some other leaders who are here today. This is a broad coalition, and I look forward to all of us working together to move the bill forward. Bernadette Del Chiaro with the California Solar and Storage Association, Susanna Churchill with Vote Solar, Dave Rosenfeld with the Solar Rights Alliance, Dan Jacobson with Environment California, Richard Scaff with Designing Accessible Communities, Captain Richard Burt with Solar Responders, and our fantastic environmental justice partners, including Eddie Ahn with Brightline Defense, Elise Hunter with Grid Alternatives, Stephanie Wang with the California Housing Partnership, and finally the great teams at Sunrun, Vivint, Engie, Aztec Solar, Chico Electric, and many, many others who made today possible. Thank you, everyone. That concludes the press conference. We're happy to answer any questions here or on the side. Thank you.